Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for joining me. I definitely appreciate it. Now guys, I've got one of these Chinese watches. I like to do one of these at least once a year. This is from Fanmis, or it might be SKMEI or BiDen or Parnis or Reginald. I think it's really just one company that has all these different little brand names. And it's basically, they're all under the same umbrella. They're just, branded differently. Obviously, there's different styles. But I like to do, one of these at least once a year. I just think they're fun. I like to see how much you can get for your money. I'd love to do like a long-term test of one of these, like a reliability test to see, how long this thing is going to last. But this one actually has a model number, which is kind of shocking. This is the WI201. And again, I love doing one of these Chinese watches a year. I just think it's an absolute blast, just to see how much you can get for your money, to see what features they can pack into this thing. And obviously they're incredibly cheap. And that's part of the lure for me to try to review one of these. I just think they're fascinating. Just the fact that they exist, I think is really cool. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and check this thing out. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get into this thing, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like this or any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a very small commission if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. Guys, super simple packaging. You just get a brown box. That is it. It's actually wrapped in like cellophane, so I went ahead and took that off. But here is your luxurious packaging. There you go. No branding anywhere on this thing, because again, these could come under multiple different brands. It could be a Fanmis, it could be a SKMEI, it could be a BiDen, it could be a Parnis, it could be a Reginald. I mean, it could be a number of different brands. Anyway, so no branding on the box. Here's your piece of foam. Look at that, nice. Here is the watch, cradled in more foam. Look at that. They spared absolutely no expense on this packaging. All right, here it is. There you go, there's your first little look at it. Put this down for just a second. All right, underneath the foam, you get a link removal tool right there. Pretty cool. And you get a diagram to show you how to do that, some instructions on how to remove those links. And I guess just like a basic instruction manual. Yeah, you get just a basic, real basic instruction manual on how to do that. And obviously no other instructions for the watch itself. So there you go. All right, let's put this stuff back. And guys, I apologize. My voice is kind of sore for some reason. So if I sound a little scratchy, that's why. All right, let's put all this stuff back. There we go. And again, I love reviewing these things, man, just because they're so much fun to see, how much you can get for your money. I mean, they're not going to last. I mean, this is a $36 watch. 36 bucks, guys, and this beauty can be yours. So I'll go ahead and go over the basic specs for you, and then we'll talk a little more in depth about this thing. It's really not too much to go over. Again, this is just, it just fascinates me. Anyway, so it's a 44 millimeter stainless steel case. It's 14 millimeters thick. It's 51 millimeters lug to lug. It comes on a 20 millimeter stainless steel bracelet. They say it's water resistant to 30 meters, which is 100 feet. Yeah, right. No movement information is provided. I have absolutely no clue what type of movement. I mean, obviously it's not like a, Miyota or some sort of, Seiko movement inside here, some sort of knockoff, super cheap Chinese made movement, which is probably a copy of one of those. But it's not, no name brand movement inside of here. You do get a mineral crystal, and of course all the other specs you can check down there if you want to check those out. It is windable, it is hackable. It's got a little tiny bit of lume, and I'll show you that here a little bit later. But again, if you want to check out the full specs, check down in the description field. So guys, this is one of those watches where, again, I want to see how much you can get for your money. And you actually kind of get a lot for your money with this thing. I was a little bit shocked. Now, the build quality, the durability of this thing, I think is going to be an issue. I mean, it's $36, guys. I mean, 36 bucks, kind of what do you expect? But the fact that you can get an automatic watch for 36 bucks is pretty impressive in and of itself. I'm, kind of shocked that they even make money on these. I mean, these literally must cost them just a couple bucks to make if they're selling it for 36 bucks. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive kind of what you get. Obviously, you know, you're not going to get top flight specs. It's just not going to work out that way. You got a bezel here. I don't know why it turns, but it turns. It's unidirectional bezel. No markings on the bezel other than the fake engraving, but the bezel turns. So there you go. You do get a couple cool things I thought for 36 bucks. Not only is it an automatic movement and windable, but you get a 24-hour kind of like moon sun phase dial up there at 12 o'clock. Basically, it's just a 24-hour dial. So during the daytime, it'll be on the sun side. At night, it'll obviously be on the moon and stars, which is kind of cool, I thought. You do get a running seconds hand over here at 9 o'clock. Really, really small. You can't see it right now because it's kind of hidden behind the hour hand. But let me go ahead and put up a couple pictures, close-up pics of the dial. So you can take a look at those there. You can see that running seconds hand over there at 9 o'clock. You can see a close-up of that 24-hour dial up there at 12. You can probably see a couple pieces of hair or something, dust or debris on that dial. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's really kind of fun, to tell you the honest God's truth. So anyway, there are the kind of close-ups. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. You got your crown. Obviously, it's not a non-screw-down crown. This watch isn't actually engraved. These are all molded, and it's kind of made to look like it's engraved. Again, you got a unidirectional bezel that serves no purpose other than to just rotate, I guess. You do get a couple pieces of Lume, and again, I'll show you that here in just a little bit. Here's the left-hand side of the case. The bracelet is actually pretty comfortable. The watch is way too big for me out of the box. I'd have to remove a couple links, and thankfully I've got that link removal tool. You do get a butterfly clasp. Let me open this up. There you go. I mean, decent. Again, watch way too big, but I'll try it on here in just a second. Here's the case back. You got a skeletonized case back. You see the rotor there. You got a couple pieces of laser etching there, automatic movement, yada, yada, yada. It is a screw down case back. Now, the fact that they're claiming this to be water resistant to 30 meters is kind of laughable, guys. I mean, if this thing goes 3 feet, underneath the surface of the water, I'd be absolutely shocked. I wouldn't, expose this to anything other than, slight splashes, maybe a light rain shower. I probably wouldn't even wash dishes with this thing. I mean, you might be able to. Maybe I'm just too cynical, but I mean, I've handled enough of these Chinese watches to know that the build quality is not the greatest. But I mean, you never know if this thing might last forever. I mean, I've had, tons and tons of subscribers say, hey, look, I bought that Russian skeleton watch you reviewed years and years ago. The thing is still ticking. So, I mean, it's a possibility. Is it likely? Probably not. But, and another thing about this thing and it's a little unfortunate, it's kind of hard to read. I mean, at first glance, it's not very legible. Because everything kind of blends into everything else. I mean, you do have the big, broad, actually long minute hand, and you have a decent sized hour hand, but they still kind of blend in with the dial just because everything is skeletonized. It's a little bit hard to see. But, I kind of like this thing. I mean, I hate to say it. I kind of like it. It's not bad. I mean, for 36 bucks, what do you have to lose? If you want to pick one up, go out there and pick one up. I'll make sure to put a link in my description field if you just want to basically blow $36. And again, this thing might last you forever, but odds are it's probably not going to. But I do like that 24-hour dial up there at 12 o'clock. I think that's kind of cool. In fact, let me go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and do this here. So now we're going into night. As you can see, it is now coming into day. So there you go. Interesting watch, man. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's a conversation starter for sure. If anything, this is going to be a conversation starter. I mean, it feels pretty good. Let me go ahead and try it on, and then I'll show you some Lume. It actually feels pretty decent. It's comfortable. That's for sure. Of course, I can't, tighten it up on my wrist because it's just way too big. I'd have to probably remove 2 links on each side. But gosh, it feels comfortable. Tell me what y'all think of these things, man. Do you like these $30, $40 watches from Fanmis and BiDen and Parnis and Reginald and SKMEI? And again, I think they're all the same company. They just have different brand names. And I think it's all this, the same Chinese company that probably pumps out hundreds of thousands of these, maybe millions of these every year. And they just, label them. There's actually no branding on this thing, which is kind of interesting. Normally, if you get a SKMEI watch, you'll have SKMEI branding. If you get a BiDen, there'll be a big BiDen branding there. Same with Parnis. Same with Reginald. You know, there's Reginald Rolex Submariner knockoffs. There's absolutely no branding on this thing, though. So interesting. All right, let's go ahead and take it off. All right, let's go ahead and kill the studio light. Let's kill this monitor. Let me show you the Lume. Again, only 3 things are loomed, and that's the hour, minute, and run in seconds hand. There you go. You can see a little bit. No idea what type of Lume is on here. Probably the cheapest formula they could find. Not bad. I mean, you know. Now, to the naked eye, it's literally already faded out, but the camera can pick up lower light levels, so the camera's probably picking it up a little bit better than my naked eye is. You can see the run in seconds hand going there. And again, this doesn't hack, so if I pull out the crown, yeah, second hand still keeps on trucking. So, guys, tell me what you think of this thing. I think it's kind of a neat little, you know, I don't know, conversation piece. You could just get one and see how long it lasts. You just kind of do like a durability test and see if this thing lasts you a month, 6 months, a year. I mean, who knows? But I kind of like the overall look of it, believe it or not. If it wasn't so skeletonized, it might be a little bit, obviously, easier to read. But it feels great. It's not too heavy. It only weighs, I think, 135 grams. So it's not too heavy. You take out a couple more links, that'll lighten it up. Because this is out of the box, it's ridiculously big. So you're probably going to have to take off again, probably a couple links on either side. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think of this thing, man. I'll go ahead and put a link on in the description field. Again, you can get these at Amazon for $36. They come in two-tone, an all-silver model and an all-gold-on-gold model. Again, I don't really recommend this thing, but if you want to get it, you want to waste $36, by all means, waste $36. So I'll make sure to put that link down there in the description field for you. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. I really, really appreciate it when you do that. I've got a really big surge of subscribers here lately, which I definitely appreciate. And guys, that's been about it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.